beautiful ladies, and welcome to the Feminine Energy Motivation channel, your source for feminine energy motivation and law of attraction. All right, today's video is all about slaying every date from pre-game prep to post-mortem debrief. It's girl talk. So, are you feeling a date coming on, but are you stressed about how to navigate it from start to finish? Well, this video is your one-stop shop for date night domination. We'll dish on all the juicy details to ensure that you feel confident, prepared, and leave a lasting impression. You guys have waited long enough for this video. I know a lot of you have been requesting this, so I am presenting this here to you today. But before we get started, something we got to talk about first, the most important of all. Safety first on dates, ladies. Whether it's a first date or someone you've seen before, prioritizing your safety is absolutely crucial. I'm going to give you some tips. Share the details before you go. Let a trusted friend or family member know who you're meeting, where you're going, and what time you expect to be back. Also, plan a check-in. Some friends or family might offer to have you text them when your date is over to confirm that you're safe at home. If you don't have a close confidant, well, even if you don't feel comfortable sharing details, right, with someone close, leave a note with the same information somewhere visible, like on the fridge, all right? And most importantly, ladies, trust your gut. If you ever feel unsafe, please don't hesitate to cancel the date or leave early. All right? Your safety is the top priority. Remember, you have the right to feel comfortable and in control throughout your date. Don't be afraid to advocate for yourself and prioritize your well-being. All right. Well, that's enough with that. We're going to dive right into the actual juicy fun stuff. So first, we're going to talk about pre-date preparation, and then we're going to get into the actual date itself during the date, and then we're going to wrap it up with a post-date debrief, what to do. And then at the very end of the video, I have some bonus content that you're not going to want to miss, okay? So let's get started. First up is mindset magic. I want you guys to actually set intentions. Before you even start getting ready, take a few minutes to visualize a successful date. Imagine the conversation flowing easily, feeling confident and beautiful, all right? You can even practice affirmations. I'm actually going to put some together for you guys, and I'm going to post it on the YouTube channel. So if you guys haven't already subscribed, please make sure to do so. And for those of you that have already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting my journey, our journey as a team. All right. Now, affirmations, what you can do is you can repeat those positive affirmations to yourself, such as, I am confident and attractive, or I am worthy of a great date, okay? And also practicing gratitude. Take a moment to appreciate the things that you love about yourself, both inside and out. So for example, let's say that you're getting ready for a date and you're feeling a little bit nervous. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and visualize yourself on the date. See yourself laughing, enjoying the conversation, and feeling completely at ease. Repeat an affirmation like, I am strong, beautiful, and I'm going to have a fantastic time tonight. All right. Now let's talk about pre-game glam, outfit planning, right? Consider the type of date and choose an outfit that makes you feel confident and comfortable. The two are important, okay? Style tips are, let's say that it's a casual coffee date. A cute little sundress, maybe jeans with a nice top, or a stylish jumpsuit are all great options. A fancy dinner? Opt for a dress you love, a skirt and a blouse combination, for example, or maybe even a tailored pantsuit. But just a general tip, choose clothes that flatter your figure and highlight your favorite features. Next up is hair and makeup. I want you to keep your hair and makeup routine consistent with your personal style. If you're trying something new, practice beforehand to ensure that you feel confident with the look. Also, don't forget accessories. Don't underestimate the power of accessories. A statement necklace or your favorite earrings or a colorful scarf can actually add personality to your outfit. For example, let's say you have a dinner date at a nice Italian restaurant. Pick out a dress that makes you feel amazing, like a flattering wrap dress or a sleek little black dress. Add some sparkle with statement earrings and your favorite pair of heels. Now, let's talk about conversation starters. I want you to prepare, a few conversation starters beyond the typical "what do you do for a living?" All right? Examples of conversation starters can be, "What's your hidden talent?" Or, "What's the best travel experience you've ever had?" Or, "Have you read any good books lately?" Or, "What are you passionate about?" Be prepared to share interesting stories about yourself as well in response to their questions. But here's a little tip: avoid overly personal topics or anything negative on a first date, maybe even a second. All right? So, here's an example. Let's say that you're worried about awkward silences. Prepare a few conversation starters in your mind, like, "So, I read you're into rock climbing. That's really cool. What's your favorite place to climb?" Or, "I saw you mention traveling to Europe on your profile. Where was your favorite place?" By incorporating this and actually having these examples, you can create a pretty good conversation starter arsenal, pre-game, glamming, right? And just setting your mindset right, okay? All right, now let's get into the actual date itself during the date. Let's talk about body language, active listening, and the art of conversation. And then I'm also going to get into some red flag stuff that I want you guys to be to actually consider. All right. But let's start with body language. I want you guys to maintain really good posture. I want you to sit up straight, avoid slouching, and show that you're engaged in the conversation. All right, make eye contact as well. There's a triangle method that I've talked about in a previous video. A triangle method is when you're making eye contact with someone, you can go from the right eye to the left eye to the mouth. That's where your gaze can go. But do it slow enough to where it's not looking awkward if you're doing it too fast, but don't do it too slow. All right, there's a science to it. Trust me, it works really well. And I'm not going to get into the science and the psychological aspects of it right here. But there's a triangle method to doing this. Eye contact actually shows confidence and interest. However, I also want you to avoid staring intently. That can actually be perceived as aggressive, all right? Also, use open body language. Avoid crossing your arms or maybe even fidgeting. Lean in slightly, not too much, just enough to actually show that you're interested in what they're saying. Also, so powerful, especially as we embrace our feminine essence. Smile, honey. A genuine smile is universally attractive and it creates a warm and welcoming atmosphere. All right, now I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that you're on a date and you're feeling a little nervous. Take a deep breath and focus on maintaining good posture. Make eye contact with your date as they speak, but look away occasionally to avoid staring. If you find yourself fidgeting, take a sip of your drink or maybe rest your hands on your lap. But most importantly, relax and let your genuine smile shine through. Now let's talk about active listening. Pay attention to what your date is saying. Put your phone away and avoid distractions. Also, show verbal cues that you're listening. Use phrases like, "I see," or "That's interesting," or "Tell me more." All right, ask follow-up questions as well. This shows that you're engaged and actually interested in getting to know them better. Also, remember the details that they share. This demonstrates that you were actually paying attention and can actually create a great conversation starter later, right? So here's a good example. Let's say that your date's talking about their passion for rescuing animals. Instead of waiting for your turn to speak, ask follow-up questions like, "Wow, that's amazing. What kind of animals did you rescue the most?" Or, "Have you had any particularly rewarding experiences fostering these animals?" All right, remembering a detail that they mentioned earlier, like the name of a specific animal shelter, shows that you were truly listening. Now we're going to talk about the art of conversation. All right, ask engaging questions. I want you to go beyond the typical "what do you do for a living?" Explore their hobbies, their interests, and maybe even travel experiences. And also, I want you to share interesting stories about yourself. Balance asking questions with sharing your own experiences to create a two-way conversation. Be present. Avoid talking about your ex or even anything negative, all right? Focus on getting to know the person in front of you. I also want you to navigate awkward topics with grace. If an awkward silence arises, acknowledge it with humor. Laugh it off. "Well, this is awkward, right?" Or change the subject politely, right? So let's say that, for example, you want to move beyond the surface level conversation. Instead of asking, "What do you do?" ask something like, "What's your favorite part about your job?" Or "What are you most passionate about outside of work?" Share a fun story about a recent trip that you took or even a hobby that you enjoy. If there's an awkward silence, you can say something lighthearted like, "So, this silence is a bit much. Let's talk about," and then bring up a neutral topic. Okay? Now, let's talk about red flag items. Okay? Controlling behavior. If your date constantly criticizes your choices or even tries to dictate what you do, that's a red flag, ladies. All right? Also, negativity. A date who constantly complains or puts others down is a sign of someone who may be difficult to be around. Also, look for disrespect. If your date is rude to the waitstaff or even makes inappropriate comments, it's a clear sign to walk away. So, for example, let's say that your date keeps criticizing your taste in music or tells you what you actually should be ordering. This is a sign of controlling behavior. Notice if your date seems overly negative about their job, maybe even their ex, or life in general. If your date makes a sexist or racist comment, don't be afraid to politely excuse yourself and leave. Remember, my beautiful queens, your intuition is powerful. Trust your gut feeling and don't be afraid to exit a situation that makes you feel uncomfortable. Okay? Now, let's get into the post-date debrief before we get to that bonus item. All right. Let's talk about the follow-up. I want you to send a clear and timely message. Now, aim to send a text or a call within 24 hours, especially if you enjoyed the date and want to see them again. All right? I want you to also avoid sounding desperate or clingy. Keep the message casual and positive. Briefly mention something that you enjoyed about the date and suggest meeting up again. I'm going to give you an example text. Let's say his name is John and you want to try getting coffee next time, right? Keep it simple. "Hey, John, I had a great time tonight. Especially enjoyed," and then you can talk about whatever it was, the topic of him rescuing animals, for example. "Are you free to grab coffee sometime next week?" All right, that's a good follow-up. Also, second date strategy. Discuss if you'd like to see them again. Be honest with yourself and reflect on whether there was actually a true connection. And if you're interested, suggest a second date. Pick an activity that aligns with your interests and theirs, based on what you learned about them. So, for example, if you discovered a mutual love for rock climbing on your first date, suggest going to a climbing gym, right? I almost forgot what they're called. A climbing gym together for your second date. Okay? Also, take honest reflection. Take the time to reflect on the date. Think about the conversation, their personality, and overall chemistry. I want you to assess the compatibility. Did you actually share similar values and interests? Did you feel comfortable and respected? Identify areas for improvement, right? So if you're open to feedback, consider what you could do differently on future dates if there was anything that kind of stood out to you. So for example, after the date, take some time to journal or reflect on your experience. Did the conversation flow easily? Did you feel like you could actually be yourself? And if you're open to it, consider what you might want to do differently next time, like asking a specific type of question or maybe arriving a little bit earlier. Okay? Now on to the bonus item. Dating app do's and don'ts, and also first date fails, common fails, and what to do to avoid them. All right, let's get into the bonus item. Okay. Dating app do's and don'ts. Let's talk about the do's first. I want you to craft a compelling profile. Use high quality photos that showcase your personality and your interests. Write a bio that's funny, engaging, and actually gives potential matches a sense of who you truly are. Also, be selective when swiping. Don't just swipe right on everyone. Look for profiles that align with your values and interests. And next, spark conversations, right? Once you match with someone, send a thoughtful message that goes beyond the simple, "Hey." All right? Some of these apps even give you some predetermined things that you can actually say to spark a genuine conversation. Now, let's talk about things that you don't want to do. Please don't use blurry or outdated photos. Make sure that your profile pictures are clear and recent. Also, don't write a generic bio. Avoid cliches and generic statements. Show your personality and what makes you unique. Also, don't swipe right on everyone, like I said. Be selective. It's better to have a few high-quality matches than a lot of lukewarm ones. And also, don't send a boring message. Put effort into your first message. Ask a question related to their profile or mention something specific that caught your eye. Now let's talk about first date fails and how to avoid them. A common fail that I've seen, there's a couple, but this one is running late. Being late for a date is a bad first impression. Also, talking about your ex. Nobody wants to hear about your past relationships on a first date. Also, dominating the conversation. Make sure the conversation goes both ways. And oversharing. Avoid revealing too much personal information on a first date. How do you avoid these things? Plan to arrive early, factor in traffic, and give yourself extra time, even if you show up a few minutes extra early. Okay, focus on getting to know your date. Ask questions, listen attentively, and keep the conversation positive. If you notice the conversation going into a negative topic, bring it back, girlfriends. All right? Also, be a good listener. Show genuine interest in whatever your date is actually saying. And last but not least, keep it light and fun. First dates are about getting to know someone, not revealing your deepest secrets. By incorporating these details and examples, I'm excited to hear from you guys, what you guys think and what you guys have experienced, and maybe I missed some things, and if I did, put that in the comments, because like I said, this is a community of us women sharing and caring about each other and helping each other. This is a positive place and a safe place for us to share. So if there's anything that you think that I could have missed, or maybe I need to expand a little bit further, let me know in the comments. Let us all know. We're all here to learn together. So ladies, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for being here today, for listening to this audio and video, and just following me on this journey. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. There's going to be a lot more juicy topics coming in the future. I also have some exciting things that I want to share with you guys that are up and coming, but I'm not ready to reveal them just yet. So I know, I'm sorry, I'm kind of keeping you at the edge of your seat, but I promise pretty soon I'm going to be sharing all that stuff. So if you haven't already, like I said, make sure to subscribe, like this video, to also help spread the message to other women that need to hear these messages. And if you have any friends that you think would be would actually benefit them, or maybe even girlfriends that you know that they're actively dating or about to start dating, maybe they just had a breakup or something and they need kind of some motivation to actually get back out there, share this with them. Maybe a family member, a sister, right, or cousin, whatever. And if you enjoyed it, like I said, please like this video, and I'm excited to talk to you guys again soon. I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed, and amazing and wonderful day. Talk to you guys soon. I can't wait. Bye.